So, good afternoon, everyone. We have Professor Priyank Arora here. He is the first speaker of our UMass Inform Student Chapter speaking series for this academic year. So, he gave an amazing speech today regarding distressed individuals. And we have several questions for him to gain more insight on his research and on decisions that he made regarding his career. So, hello, Professor.
Hi, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present my work and share my research interests with you.
Was nice.
I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Yes. So in your CV, you started a career in industry, working in Samsung Electronics, but then you decided to pursue a PhD. So how did you change your mind? What was the motivation?
Yeah, so actually, that's something I would say that instead of saying that I changed my mind, I think it was something that I always wanted.
Okay.
I think from the earliest memory that I have, I always wanted to be a teacher. That time I didn't know what academia entails and other things, but teaching, imparting knowledge, interacting with others to help them understand something always excited me.
Okay.
But like every other Indian, I continued the path on following engineering and then getting into industry. And then something in me told me that this is not what my life's mission is.
Okay.
So I did my MBA to get something different from the software work that I was doing. And during my MBA at Indian School of Business, I saw researchers from close for the first time in my life. And when I saw those people who had done their PhD in US, went back to India to pursue their career in academia, I was like, oh, this is what I always wanted to do, and I never knew how to be like that or what to do. So they helped me understand this field. They gave me a lot of feedback and help to maneuver my academic career. And once I got that clarity, I applied for PhD programs in the US, and I was lucky enough to get into Georgia Tech, and now here I am.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes. So the next question is specifically on your research, what motivates you to incorporate sustainability and equity aspects, which is not very common, let's say.
Yeah, so
from my knowledge.
No, you're right. It's something which is now gaining a lot of momentum, but it's not the most like mainstream thing. You're right in that. So again, like this is something I think it's inherent to you because you have to spend multiple decades of your life to conduct research. So you should gravitate towards, or you should try to do something that you're passionate about.
Exactly.
So I think from childhood I was someone who's very socially responsible, environmentally responsible. In a lot of my dealings on day-to-day stuff, I used to think about those scenarios. So when I started my research career at Georgia Tech, these were the problems that excited me more than any other problem that was being discussed. And then eventually I realized that either I could choose an easy path and follow topics which have more acceptance in our community, or I can follow a path where it will be a little tough because those are not very common, mainstream, popular topics, but they'll be close to my heart. So I think this is something again stemming from my passion from years and years of thinking about these topics.
No, it's nice. And honestly, I need to say that before your talk, I hadn't understood exactly what was the talk going to be about. I thought you were going to say something about people after a hurricane, how you help these people. So it was really interesting to see a totally different perspective dedicated on people. Yes.
So actually, I would just maybe stretch on your understanding. So when I joined PhD program and I was going into understanding the literature, I felt that people were talking about a few topics which were very operational, easy to understand from operations angle, but of course very tough topics.
Yes.
And I realized that there are so many problems to solve in the world, and I think if I find the right methodology, find the right problem, people will be interested. So this paper I think is a good example, although it's still on its publication path, but it was a good example for me that if you can apply the same kind of concepts in a very unique setting, people appreciate it. Like it comes as a nice surprise in a crowded world where everyone is talking about inventory, logistics, and networks. So this is something
No, it was nice.
Different.
Mm-hmm. So, following up on the previous question, could you share with us some aspect of your researching on not-profit organizations that have impressed you in some way? It can be positive or negative. You can choose.
Well, my experiences have mostly been positive with research as well as with my journey in academia. Okay, so when I think about nonprofits, we all as human beings want to help others. Like some of us want to do it more than the others, but all of us inherently have that human emotion. Either we can help these nonprofits by giving money or by giving volunteering hours. Those are the two ways in which we can donate our time or money. But by working on topics and researching on topics, I feel that I'm able to utilize my knowledge and help them in a more meaningful way, probably, than just giving money or my time, which is useful because they need those extra hands and extra dollars. But if I can use my knowledge, which maybe is not so abundant in that field because people are busy helping the distressed individuals rather than sit in a lab and think about how can we do it better. So I feel very happy that I'm able to utilize all the math that I learned as a young kid in an undergrad school, grad school. I can use it to better the reach of these organizations. So that really keeps me motivated and excited about these problems. The other thing that has impressed me from the nonprofit organization's point of view is how receptive they are when you go with the right intention to help them. Like they will be so excited to share knowledge with you, sit with you, and try to explain to you what they are doing or where they are falling short. And then when you come back with some solution, in my experience, they have been really forthcoming to use it in their practical sense or not. So I think that part I really like, that how eager they are to take help.
Okay. And then we have one last question, which somehow you covered. So, what would you describe as challenges while conducting this research? Because usually we are aware of funding or lack of data. So, what was in your case?
Yeah, so although like I am saying that this is really exciting, the opportunity to create impact is really high, but it is a very challenging research area. First, it's still in its nascent stage, so you don't have to just work on the problem, you also have to work on educating the fellow academicians on why it is worth studying, what's the unique thing in this. So a lot of education aspect comes with it. And if I move away from the challenges in academia, the other kind of challenges are that I don't want to work on a problem that is only contributing to literature. I also want to work on a problem that's contributing to practice. To be able to do that in such a field which is so sensitive because you're dealing with humans and marginalized individuals, you can't just give a policy implication or an operational implication without having support from data. And as you rightly mentioned, lack of data is there in every field, but it is more so in the nonprofit field because most of these organizations are so resource constrained. They don't have time and energy to note down data or collect data on day-to-day basis. So as a researcher, you need to be ready to invest a lot of time and effort if you want your research to be practically applicable. And I think that means you need to be lucky to get the contact with the right organization. You need to find someone who is ready to collaborate with you. So, but I think if we keep trying, that part can be taken care of easily. So you just need to talk to people. Just go and talk to these nonprofit founders and see who's ready to take your help.
Yeah, and eventually they will start growing the network
Yes.
and learn to provide better resources.
And as more of us get into it, there will be more acceptance from the community. There will be more common ground on which we all can start working. Some assumptions will be well established, well proven. So I think as the mass of researchers grows, this field is going to get more and more exciting.
Okay. It is very interesting.
Oh,
And
thank
it
you.
was one of the talks that I really enjoyed, like gaining this.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
And thank you for all your time. We've been having him from the morning, talking and coming and going. Yes, so this is the end of our interview. Stay tuned up because we're having more for this year. And bye bye from UMass Summers.
Thank you.